one who comes to watch the spectacle, to see the sovereign of the source ascend again. Or perhaps you are the... Oh, by the emerald eyes of the goddess, would you believe that I can still feel it ever so vaguely? But my followers have done it. They have done it like I knew they would. Blood, the thick red. How long has it been, I wonder, my first repose in death? An hour. The time it takes the seas to tear down cliffs. It is of no matter. I live, and I shall claim my throne anew. A fable I may have become as time dragged on, but a fact I am once more, little one. Don't you, don't all of you miserable mortals realize that they who are one with Source have thrown off the burdensome mantle of death? I embraced Source. I drank it, made it part of my blood and my being. And so a warlord became a sorcerer. Armies amassed. Too many. Scores I slew, too few. Ha! Not a thing. There was a woman once that went, oh, my sister dearest, Cassandra, and her man-cat. Mere pets of mine, the both of them. Tools to bruise and break as I saw fit. They bled. The reason for my resurrection, O simplest of spirits, is that I was destined to be. A woman seeks my secret, for her soul is entwined. A source hunter. So you are, though you are so much more, and do not even know it. No matter, they still smell like you do, by the by, your brother and sister hunters, as they closed in around me that first time. I had but to look at them, and they rusted their chainmail with it. Alas, that there were too many, as there clearly are too many of you still. Although, life renewed has made me rather peckish. Yes, look at you, plump as a leech, bulging with fresh...
My heart beats too slowly to sustain me.
Beware of the lost ones out there, Wanderer. Their blood is impure. When it first started to appear, rot began to undo us more successfully than marauding orcs could. But then, she came! The conduit! I traded my pickaxe for a bloodstone.
Take you on a wild ride if you let me. Hi there, honey. You look like you're in dire need of some fun, and I'm just the girl to fun you.
This is most excellent news.
No, sugar. That's a story for another day, ain't it? Speaking of, yours and mine has hardly begun. What say we get back? Oh, go right ahead, sweetheart. Darling, I don't hardly recognise this place no more. Everything's changed since those silly immaculates came into vogue. The miners, they used to spend their last penny on a backwards glance from yours truly. But now, they'd rather pray than play. I just don't understand it. They just stand around and praise the so-called goddess all day long. I've no idea who she is, but apparently she gets her kicks from having blood sprayed all over her. Now, I knew a girl once who was into that kind of stuff. Her clients used to call her goddess and mistress too, but there was precious little divine about her.
What can I get you, hun? A double whiskey, if you please. Wait, be a moment.
Games, Branny.
Oh, that's the spirit, sugar. Oh, gold always puts me in the mood.
Amazing. Our kind can remain in heat all year, it seems.
So we can.
You believe in the
Just from the trolls. Half as dumb and twice as mean.
At least it don't.
Gods, the fuse is getting shorter. Stop it! Freeze it! Stop talking, naughty princess! Leave fuse alone or boom!
There you are, darling. Shall we get started then? Oh, let's do it. But first, I need to know about your preferences, darling. You're in charge tonight, after all. So tell me, which sort best floats your boat? A savage, merciless witch, or a gentle, sensuous nymph?
Please.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. Not every customer can handle the thrill of a mid-afternoon fright, you know. And if I'm any good at this, I'll scare the pants right off you. Come, let's make... It was a terribly stormy night. In the tiny hut,
the
a
fuse is getting
cauldron
shorter.
steamed
Stop
and
it!
bubbled.
Freeze it!
A figure stood in the corner, pressing its fat, purple nose into the sharp indentation where the hut's walls met. Low muttering burbled through its jagged teeth and bloated lips. A knock, swift and sharp, fell upon the door. "Babe, oh!" a small voice called.
Let me
"Babe,
go, you
oh,
little monster!
It's happening.
Away
It's
with you!"
time. The figure stood up straight and straightened the long, stained apron that hung about its hips. "A moment, child, a moment," Babe Orb croaked, hurrying over to the cauldron. She quickly filled 2 flasks with the swirling violet brew
Please,
and
somebody
stuffed
do
them
something.
into her
Throw a bucket
pouch.
of water over the damn
In a
thing.
flash, she was through the hut's door, flicking 2 gold coins at the grubby child, who scrambled to retrieve them from the dark doorsteps where they fell. The wind whipped Babe Orp's hair, lashing her thick skin with thorns. But the old witch had mind for one fact alone.
God, the fuse is getting
counsellor
shorter.
was nearly
Stop it!
dead.
Freeze it!
After some minutes, she arrived at the edges of town. Working her way into the counsellor's sick room now required stealth, not speed. And so Babe Orp crept, silent as a cat, between alley and square until she came to the doors of his old, silent
Let me go, you little monster! Away with
It
you!
was nearly easy for the witch to sidle in, masked in a simple wallflower charm, and wind her way into the crowded room where the counsellor lay dying. She cradled her flask in her arms, enjoyed their warm sloshing, and awaited the final
Please,
moment.
somebody do something!
Soon,
Throw a bucket
she
of water
whispering
over the damn
croaked,
thing.
soon enough the counsellor will be mine. The wailing mourners around her took no notice. And that's the end of chapter 1. So cutie. What do you think? Oh, I bet you could use a pipe, couldn't you? A few puffs sure takes the edge off the suspense, doesn't it? Oh well. This has been a pleasure, darling. Come find me again any
God,
old
the
time.
fuse is getting shorter! Stop it! Freeze it!
Stop talking, naughty princess! Leave fuse alone or boom!
Let me go, you little monster! Away with you!
No, Vicky did that. He guards the princess well.
Come here, sweetheart. Oh, if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy in my hand. If I said you had a great body, would you hold it against me? Me? I'm Ramon! I may not be a genie, but rub me right and I'll make your dreams come true. No questions, please. Ramon does not ponder. He does not wonder. He only loves.
Over here, sweet cheeks.
Even
Oh.
true love has a price, angel face. Luckily for you, that price fine.
Goddess greetings, friend. Her greatness gave us fire. Her greatness gave...
Where the wind blows, the goddess breathes. Where
How's business for you, anyway?
Swell enough, swell enough.
Oh no, pantomime. Don't be surprised if you hear more than a few unkind words about yours truly around town.
Over here, sweet cheeks.
Those damn toll trolls are such a nuisance. I lose a fortune each...
Oh, you startled me. Let me... Hello, stranger. How come... me? Oh, I'm just the waitress around here, as you can see. My husband, he's... Will? But that means he's... Oh... No! Oh, not my cutie,
Watch where you're going.
These beauties will pierce you to the bone. Ever shot a bullseye in your...
You believe in the gods, baby, because you're the essence of all mankind.
Hi there, cutie pie. Wanna have a good time? Quite a fine skeleton beneath that hide of yours, isn't there? Yes, a lovely.
I hope you haven't come for miner's work, my friend. That's goblin territory.
Give one of the comfort folk a visit, if you're in the mood. I recommend Ruby for her imagination.
Bless you be! Welcome.
We're a mile away from the
A little word of warning, traveller. The lad...
I traded my pickaxe for a bloodstone, and you'll do the same.
Ah, thank... Oh. You... Oh, dear, dear, dear. You're like...
You dead?
You there! Back off! Bicky Boom! One more step and Bicky Boom!
No, don't go! Please help me! That thing is keeping me trapped here! It's crazy! It'll kill me!
Calm down. We're not coming any closer. Let's just talk about this.
Yes, don't worry, miss. We'll get you out of this fix somehow.
Princess keep her trap shut or Bicky Boom! No folks, shoot or Bicky Boom! Last warning or Bicky Boom!
Please, somebody do something! Throw a bucket of water over the damn thing!
Foul tricks! Princess hold tongue or boom! You there! Back off! Bicky Boom!
No, don't go!
Calm down. We're not coming any closer.
Yes, don't worry, miss.
Princess keep her trap shut or picky boom. No fox, shoe or bit.
Please, somebody do something! Throw a bucket of water over the damn thing!
Foul tricks, Princess hot tongue or boom.
You look a bit under the weather.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you! You saved my life! It was that cur of a Frederick that did this to me. He locked me in here with that ridiculous creature.
Dear me, I need to get out of this room. Yes, I'll go downstairs to catch a breath of fresh air, but do come and talk to me again if you want to hear more about what transpired here. My thanks once more, sweet hero.
Heard any good tales, my friend?
These goblins are worse than the trolls. Half as dumb and twice as mean.
At least they don't have that distinct underside of a bridge robber.
Better that than reeking of fresh blood.
Come hither, sweetheart, or if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy in my hand. Hold on, sweetheart, we're having a fun.
Please.
Come hither, sweetheart, or if I had a star for every time...
That world-weary face is giving me shivers. What you say we take a load off together? I do suppose I could find some way to entertain you. Darling, I never said I was selling anything but a good time. A little tales, always nicer than a little tale. One always goes well in the end, and the other, well...
Do you believe in the gods, baby?
Why don't you
you're the
stay
answer
a
to all
while,
my
darling?
prayers.
I just know I could take you on a wild ride if you let me.
Hey there, tall and strong. Up for a little roll in the hay?
Not today, Ramon. I'm not in the mood for your games.
What games, Branny? You've always been Silver Glen's finest attraction, you know.
Tell me, sweetie, do you have some
Why
gun,
don't you
or are
stay a
always
while,
this
darling? I just know I could take you on a wild ride if you let me.
Do you believe in the gods, baby? 'Cause you're the answer to all my prayers.
Why don't you stay
Come
a while,
hither, sweetheart,
darling? I
or
just
if
know
I had a
I could
star
take
for
you on
every
a
time you
wild
brighten my
ride
day,
if you
I'd have
let
a
me.
galaxy in my hand.
A source hunter! My liege, I am at your disposal. I am Lawrence, the representative of the mining guild responsible for... Oh, I am no one special. Merely a humble servant. My only cause for complaint, your grace, are these awful goblins. They're starving us out, refusing even a single honest miner his right to work. Perhaps, my most upright highness, you might be able to help us with this little problem. You must forgive me if I become somewhat overcome when discussing it, my liege. To think how I've been betrayed. To think how the humble... I invited a tribe of goblins to assist us in clearing the tenebrium from our mine, you see. The leader of the troop, a Saturn-spitting Satan named Drexis, promised to clear the tenebrium. When the job was done, though, he and his band of totem-brained fiends refused to vacate. They've kept close guard of the bridges to the mine since, and they'll slice whoever... These goblins follow Drexis like lemmings, your grace, and if only I could undo the traitor, they'd slither back to the swamp they crawled from. Drexis's head on... Please, your grace, I am complete. Those brutes, I invited them. They haven't allowed a single human miner. Useless stuff, my liege. Worse than common dirt. But 10 times as difficult to extract, and infinitely more dangerous. If only we don't... Yes, a dreadful business, that. I've been fortunate enough to avoid the sickness so far, my liege. You see, my liege, when a miner has been overlong exposed to tenebrium, he begins showing certain symptoms. Gangrene about the extremities, fatigue, malaise. At first, we attributed these symptoms to, well, to poor diet. Had we known then what we've since, my liege, you ought not to concern yourself with the fraudulent leader of a crackpot cult. Really, the whole affair is an utter embarrassment to some insane huckster calling herself the conduit of the goddess made her way to Silver when by magic or illusion she managed to cure a handful of them of the affliction. Every last one of the bunch began speaking of her. Fortunately for her, she disappeared shortly after her little trick. Or I would have thrown her into prison and swallowed the key myself. Imagine. Ah, yes. Ben. Of course, one of our many noble miners, your grace. Oh, preposterous. What does that foreigner know about the affairs of Silver Glen? You do best to do as I do, my liege, and turn a deaf ear. Enough to know the whole institution has been a blight on productivity. With the blessings of the conduit to replace a sense of a job well done, the miners...
Why don't you stay a while, darling?
Lost and impure. With its blood, the goddess is the word. Through the conduit then it shall be my pleasure to answer them. Do you hold it to be true, O sea? Blessed be your willing spirit. We commence. Premise the first. In honor of the goddess, that which was stellar must become sanguine. Correct?
Yes.
Incorrect.
Give me the strength, oh goddess.
Yes, that is incorrect.
Premise the second. The blood of the greater should be used in service of the lesser so that balance may be achieved. Correct?
Yes. Blessed be the goddess, and blessed be the conduit.
Incorrect.
Yes, that is incorrect.
Premise the third. Only those who have partaken in the spilling of blood and thereby created the stone that lives, the stone soaked with blood, may be called an immaculate. Correct?
Correct.
Agreed, that is correct.
Your knowledge has been weighed, and you have been found wanting. Begone, aspirant, and do not return until true wisdom has dawned upon the dark provinces of thy heart.
Give me the strength, O goddess, to become enlightened.
Let me spill blood for thee, O Holy One!
Give me the strength, oh
Blessed
goddess,
be the
to
goddess,
become
and
enlightened.
blessed be the conduit.
Let me spill blood for thee, O Holy One! I want to be! The blood of the lost will flow!
Immaculate I want to be. The blood of the lost will flow.
Remember, O
will I
brothers and
read the
sisters,
words
of
of the
Stephen's
goddess.
souls,
Blessed
the
be the
miracles with
conduit.
which the blessed conduit rid our mean
Immaculate
and
I want to
mangled bodies
be!
of the rot
The blood
that
of the
plagued
lost will...
Do a salutoin, Hunter. What can I do for you? How goes search? Oh, I am ready to hang that. How you say, son of Lady Dog from my story. Well, I believe Lawrence, the leader of Mining Guild, tell my husband and many of Lawrence knew that this ore caused rot. Charming name, no? Yet ordered miners to My son Sebi and I travel from our home to find truth. But this has proven not so easy.
Beware of the lost ones out there, Wanderer. Their blood is impure.
Wait! Stop! Can it be? A source hunter? Oh, my fortune. They're coming for me. They know I've escaped. And they won't stop until they've sliced me in two. The cult. The dark heart of the Immaculates. The corrupted few who lead their trusting converts upon a... Oh, they won't stop until they've silenced me. I am Samid, once a humble miner, once a devoted Immaculate, now a refugee in flight from... I once counted myself among their most faithful. Such a devotee to the Immaculate Way was I, that I rose swiftly through its ranks. became privy to each of the esoteric rituals of the Immaculate Method. But in time, I discovered too much. When I was granted access to Sacred Stone, the most protected Immaculate Village, I watched with horror as our enlightened leaders unabashedly performed. I immediately reported this corruption to our highest priest, Lady Attenborough. I'll never forget. I escaped that terrible place as quickly as my feet could fly. And now, you must do what I cannot. You must end the dark. To gain access to that nest of vipers, you'll have to become one of us. One of them, that is. Speak to Loic, the Immaculate Abbot of the village to the north. Silver Glen, it's called. He'll be only too eager to gain another convert, and only the initiated are granted The witch? Why, her cabin is only a short walk from here. Look, I'd always heard tell that she, the strange and silent keeper of Luculla, was a sorcerer herself. Though now I see that, if that were true, the Immaculates were... As it stands, the conduit herself ordered that the witch be contained at all costs. I know not why, but any enemy to this band of demons is a friend to all else. Source Hunter, in the name of the innocent Immaculates, those unaware of the fanged head that leads them...
My friend, did you hear? That man said the one called Attenborough is nearby. We must find this village, Sacred Stone. I am certain Jarrett has been taken there. And if it is where Attenborough rules...
I can only hope this might be a magpie's nest.
In her holy name, halt! You shall not tread upon this immaculate road! Has rot taken your ears? I say this is an immaculate road! Only those blessed with like sanction may pass here! Undead, you say? Goblins are one thing, but ghouls? Maybe we were a tad too hostile back there. Yeah, you can pass. I have a great respect for undead slayers, you see. A great respect indeed. Be on your guard, though. For vicious creatures cruel. There's no shame in preparing for the goddess's trial with a careful hand, my future friend. Heed my words. You do well to try your strength in lesser combat before facing what lies beyond this point.
Goddess be with you, knowledgeable one. There is no shame in preparing.
Careful, friend. The wasted lands beyond this.
Goddess's greetings, traveler.
What have you got stashed in here, Mrs. Cottontail? I suppose we'll be spared the troll toll this time around.
Better a toll than being spun into dinner.
Topsy-turvy.
Daemon Daemonium. More prey.
Out of the way, human scum! Your stink is making hiss! I wouldn't make an enemy of Kadraska's. If you're not interested in purchasing the finest goblin wares in Rivellon, I'd prefer to go somewhere your strength Yes, Pigskin, they run this territory. It's though I suppose, a sack of gold, the weight of 1,300 coins, might put me in the mood to share. I'm a business goblin first, pigskin. So let's make a deal. Here's what I know. The Spider Queen is not so different from any other monarch. That is to say, Rat Belly, that she loves a little sweet talk.
I'd love to set mother upon this cruel beast.
She'd merely turn away. Even a rabid bear knows better than to poison itself with goblin flesh.
Something isn't right here. It could be an ambush. I feel quite dire.
Bless the Seven, I am restored. Into the fray once more.
Into the fray once more.
Sweet relief.
Feel the burn.
May the goddess guide you through the forest and keep you safe.
Did you see that? A shadow just sprang to life.
Strange magic indeed. Perhaps we're nearing the White Witch's lair.
Ah, the Source Hunter. It is my greatest pleasure to announce to you that we Immaculates have captured the feared White Witch and quarantined her house of horrors. Yes, the greatest known threat to Rivellon has been neutralized. Thanks in no small part to you, Source Hunter. Your activities in Sicil drove the snake to... I am a proud Immaculate, sworn to use my summoner's expertise in service of the High Counselor of Sicil. We mourned his tragic death. Yes, every Immaculate honors the memory of that noble man. Still, Source Hunter, I am sworn on my life to guard this quarantine. I serve a higher authority than yours, and will not waver in my duty. I would be remiss not to do my part to close that terrible chapter of the Councillor's legacy. Go on, then.
Bless the Seven, I am restored! Into the fray
I feel
once
uneasy
more!
here. I'd better keep my weapon at the ready.
Are you so desperate for company that you've taken to befriending fungi? Well, we're glad to hear it. Oh, somehow we doubt that very much. Have you ever seen the Moth King's silver spoon? Nearly microscopic. It's quite a lovely sort of barrier, isn't it? Who doesn't enjoy a gentle, breezy Then again, we suspect it's been hoisted up by some not-so-savoury characters. And we happen to know just how to remove it. The only trouble is... Here's what we propose. We've a fresh batch of 3 brain teasers hot off our thinking caps. Perhaps, if you can answer them correctly, we might find you spirited enough to entrust with the barrier's deepest, darkest secrets. But it isn't all fun and games. We hardly offer second chances to the beriddled. If you give us a single false answer, we'll clam up like morning glories at midnight. So, do you have what it takes? This is better news than the Orc Queen misplacing her thumbscrew. But enough to... The ravenous brute tore down my chartreuse gown, ripped out my silken hair by its roots, wrenched my children from me, and fed me to the hogs. Who am I?
An ear of corn.
That's right. An ear...
Bravo! Bravo! Bravissimo! An ear of corn indeed. Can you imagine a sheep in a chartreuse gown? A pumpkin with... I cannot lie. I cannot lay. But only lie. Who am I?
A stone.
That's right. A stone.
You've done it again! I'm thrilled. I'm amazed. I'm liable to... I've a neck as long as twice the width of a toad's tail. As many eyes as half the number of seasons per annum. I'm known to cause hurricanes in the Far East merely by taking off 2 minutes too late. Who am I? Ooh, very good, very good. The last person who tried to solve that riddle puffed away in a small impish huff, mumbling about... So, what would you like to know? One thing we know for certain. This barrier doesn't belong here. The wizard Maradino knew as much when he started poking around here. He developed a spell to remove it, but his fancy was caught elsewhere before he bothered to implement it. Down the spell dropped, and up we scooped it. Unfortunately, we aren't quite human enough to get it to work. But you've proven yourself just the right sort of clever, sort of intrepid sort of person we'd love to entrust such a secret. We thought you'd never ask. Some call her the Guardian of Lucula. And by our estimations, she's more than earned the title. She's a healing witch, concerned mostly with the safety of the living souls, animals and plants alike, of this. And she's been here since even before our great-great-great-great-grandmother, Francisca Toadstool the 44th, can recall. We do hope she's not entangled in anything unsavory. What a shame it'd be if someone with a penchant for heavy-handed hoe-wielding moved in. Murder? That doesn't sound like her at all, no. Much more interesting. Then again, it's hard to tell on what stalk a person truly stands until you've seen them at the end of their rope. Isn't that so? We suppose if someone held a sword to our caps, we'd fight them with every last spore we had. Somewhere in her cabin, as far as we know. The last we saw her, she and her apprentice Almina were rushing. A group of them followed some time after and erected the barrier around.
I've spotted something.